Okay, this is a video series that is meant to document my work. Hopefully this video will be seen by people outside of my course and will be a video recorded series that documents my work, working practice and inside of how I create work. Normally this is done by a blog and documented in that way for a lot of the students. However, I would prefer to talk to a camera and attempt to do it this way rather than trying to just write thousands of words and capture everything there. Pictures worth 1,000 words, and hopefully videos like this should be even better. I will split it apart for two reasons. One, because it allows me to gather my thoughts, and two, I won't hopefully say and ah. I've already attempted this with my last project and it worked okay, so hopefully this one will be good enough for people to want to watch. Possibly. The first section, I'm going to look at this. This is the document that we get given by the university and sort of summarises what the project is. So the title, Professional and Collaborative Practice. It gives an idea of what we're working with and it starts to lay it out. We're working with professionals and designers in a creative environment for valuable experience. Through research and proactive communication, you will work with practitioners and or companies. Reading isn't a great point, especially when I'm thinking about trying to read to a camera. Basically, the unit is generalized to a point where throughout the entire thing it lays out what we are meant to be doing. We're gaining experience through it. The parts that even lists on the page, the parts that are listed on the page are professional, practical and reflection. They're not any sort of heavy research sections, but it's a lot of building work on top of the actual work itself. The second part of the paperwork that we get given at the start is to tell us what we need. For the hand-in, that we will hand in a digital copy of either a blog or in my case the vlog, and a written accompanying documents, potentially printed out copies of forms or other documentation that we have to provide with this, is going to be a 2,000 word beginning document, a 1,500 word concluding document, and all the videos that explain every single project. With each project, it is split up into multiple sections. The first is what we intend to get out of it. So I will have a video very similar to these that explain what I intend to get out of the work experience that I do. There'll then be the middle section, which will actually be time lapses and voiced over working in practical ways to create the sets, scenery or anything else that is required. I will potentially do one covering the purchase of some of the products or acquiring items, which is a lot through shops, for some of the later projects which I am currently on, as it's very interesting. The last part of this is to just reflect on the projects individually. I will do that in a final conclusion document or an evaluation, and in a small miniature one which will comment more on the specifics of how it's gone in itself. So being more specific about space, or being more specific about what is actually improvable in it without worrying about word counts or how it is going to be taken. A lot of the written documents I will try to be very balanced and not weighted to saying everything was rubbish. But it is a case of sometimes I would like to say stuff more rubbish or things gone worse than I would say in a conclusion document. I'll be a bit more honest with how it's blogged. The third part is actually working out what these briefs want. So, working out that the deadline, of course, is written in bright red so that we can't ever ignore it, of the 16th of May, and what the language should be. You can judge that normally from what the project is, and working out what the project will end up being like. A lot of the work that I intend to do this project may be a lot more informal, but that's something that will be brought up later on with the conclusion video for Razzmatazz of how social media and medias like this, although they can develop into their own projects that I will talk about when the time comes more suitable, but also how they can sort of prevent a decayment of formality in conveying a lot of the work. Blogs are a lot more structured and written, and that's partially the reason why it asks for it. Hopefully these vlogs will make up for that and balance it out, but as I begin work, I may have to decide how these are going to work. That's about it, and hopefully you continue to watch the rest of the projects. The first one that I have is a 2-week project at Farnborough Air Show. Then I have a Maidstone Studios project, and then I have Razzmatazz, which is a theatre company in Rochester, as well as potentially starting my own smaller project that I'll run alongside some of them, but I'll come to that at the end, as it may be continuing past the 16th of the hand-in. So that's it for now, and I will hopefully have more videos up soon.